Right, so I thought it was about time I made a video for absolute beginners, people who've just bought a bass and don't really know what to do at first. So one thing, when you watch good bass players, what you might find when you're watching them, it doesn't look like they're doing anything. So the key to becoming a good bass player really is about minimal movement, okay, and also tone. So one of the first things I like to teach people is about playing a good sounding note. Yeah, something like that. I'm playing an A on the 5th fret of the bass, just a nice sound. Now if you watched the little video before, what I was trying to show was I was playing a bass line, but it basically looked like my hand wasn't even moving. Okay, now this is what I want to try and teach you. So what I'm actually doing is I'm placing my fingers, all 4 fingers, on the neck. So like I was like that. So when I go to press down, I'll take a shot of this. I'm pushing down with my little finger here, but it's not isolated, it's all with all the other fingers together. So they're just one little bit of pressure. Okay, so I'm not kind of doing this with all my fingers flying everywhere. A lot of people, when they start, they try and do this sort of scale with their fingers everywhere. Much more important just to get that good sounding note. Yeah. Now what I'm going to play is that A and then this C here, the 3rd fret of the A string. But I'm going to play that note with my index finger, but basically I'm going to keep my hand completely flat. And all that's happening here is I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on each time I play the note. I put a bit of pressure down on the fret, but my fingers never leave the strings. I'm not doing that and then I go to play that, the C, then my hand comes off. I'm staying there all the while. And you get a nice true sounding note. So even if you went up a minor scale, which is the alphabet, if we just played A, B, C, it's A 5th fret, B 7th fret, C 8th fret, you could play that all with this flat hand, just to get this nice tone. And the reason why I'm using this flat hand as well is because when I'm pushing down with my little finger, well, it's kind of all together, what's happening is when I release the pressure, the note stops. If I do the same thing and I'll just isolate, play the index, do the same thing, just a bit of pressure and then stop. Hear the harmonic? That ringing. Now basically that ringing needs to be stopped. Now I can stop that by bringing these fingers down. There you go. But that's quite a lot of movement I'm doing to make that. So why not just play this? That's the truest note you're going to ever get. What happens next is if you can develop this playing with your hand together flat, later on we can start bringing in the other fingers. Yeah, but you've already got this nice technique, your hands there, your thumbs maybe in the middle of the neck. And the other really important thing is to play along with some drums. So I'll just put a reggae beat up and you're just going to play on the 1. So if you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so you just put a bit of pressure and then release. But when you release, you don't take your hand off, you just release that little bit of pressure, so you're virtually doing nothing. And then you could maybe try playing the C with your index finger. Try and keep all your fingers on the strings. Let's try it with a drum beat. Okay, so you want to feel this beat. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Now nice flat hand down. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's a nice long note. If I want a short note, it's just that tiny movement. Now I'm going to play the same thing. I'm going to move these 4 fingers up to the 8th fret, the C. And it's the left hand that decides how long a note is going to be, just by either pushing down or not. So if I didn't push down, I end up with a mute. Again, if I've got these 4 fingers down, this mute's going to sound nice. You wouldn't really use mute so much in reggae. But yeah, if I wanted to have a muted note, I've got my 4 fingers down on the string. That's a really nice muted note. If I try to do that with 1 finger, harmonics. 2 fingers down, still got harmonics. 3 fingers will mute the string properly. So if I lead with that little finger and these fingers are behind it, there you go, perfect mutes. And that's me with my right hand just playing a constant 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. As fast as you can or slow as you can, and then just press down on that 5th fret. Try and keep this right hand just going. All 4 fingers touching the strings.